Hey everybody, it's Maurice Skillern or Cool-Myst on Platinum, whichever you prefer. At any rate, I just wanted to share a video with you guys on a gate opener project I did a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, where I put gate openers on my gate. Didn't want to have to get out of the car and open the gate in the rain and all that kind of thing. So the gate opener came in handy, and it's been going well since I put it up. Hey, and I want to give a special thanks out to my son Max, who helped me with the project, all the heavy lifting and all that good stuff. He looks out for his old man, so special shout out to my son Max for his help with this project. Hey guys, I hope it's helpful, and I hope you enjoy the project. I did. It's relaxing to me to do this kind of project, so enjoy. All right, today I'm working on getting my gate opener together, and it's raining right now, so I figured I'd stop and start shooting a video. Now, to start with, the process is pretty much far along. I just really decided to do this video on a whim because it's raining, and I had got some time. I can't have my power tools out in the rain working, so taking a little break here, and I'm going to shoot this quick video or shoot the video to show you a little bit of what I've got done. Give me a minute. I'm going to show you the supplies since I'm kind of locked in my garage right now. Give me a minute. All right, now I got a layout methodology I'm using so I can see everything I'm working with and everything I need. So I'm going to list them out right here for you. This looks haphazard, but it's in an order that I can follow. To start with, I went with stainless steel garage, or rather gate openers right here. Bought them pretty much offline. Cost me $300 to $450 for the whole set and all the components that go along with it. So here are my two arms, okay? Let me walk out and show you where those two arms are going to be set up. This is my gate, about a 20-foot gate for the two arms to be set up on. When done, that's going to open and close these gates for me, and from what I've seen from the mock hookup, it's going to be pretty secure. Might add a gate lock in the long run, but for now it's going to be pretty secure once everything is attached and hooked on. All right, let's move back over to the supplies here. So those are the two gate arms. Other things I've gotten, some other interesting items. This is going to be the polyfoam caulk saver, guys. Once I lay down my wire in a nice groove, I'll show you guys in a little bit. Put the wire down first, put this over it, and then come back over that with this right here. It's going to be the sealant or self-leveling sealant. Got that from Lowe's too. A guy there helped me out a lot with that too. Just to give you an idea of what that's about, let me walk over here and show you the hole. Right, this is where my wire is going to run, guys. Got my handy grinder and grind it into that to get it down low enough. Once I get the wire in there, then I'll put the caulk saver over it, and then I'm going to put the sealer down there, which is going to seal it in and pretty much waterproof it. Making that hole a little bit wider with the grinder so that there's more than enough room in there, so when the concrete heats and warms, expands and shrinks, it won't start chipping away at my wire. Okay, this is the wire. I'll break down size and all that stuff for you later. Or rather, let me see if I got that package over here. Oh, here it is. Like I said, everything is carefully laid out, guys. This is the wire that my electrician used to go ahead and start setting up my gate. Electricity for the gate. And this is what my electrician did. Guys, I'm not an electrician. I'm not even going there. I'm gonna get a guy out here to go ahead and hook it up. My guy has already pretty much set up the electrical outlet coming down. He did a damn good job. He's gonna finish this up with either metal or PCV come down and hook up my gate mechanisms and everything, which will hook up there. And like I said, my wiring is going to run along that groove across the driveway. I'm going to tell you, thought about getting that cute little thing that laid across the driveway and all that good stuff. Went out and spent about 30-40 bucks on it. Then I came back home, guys, and I just really looked down at this groove. That is a perfect housing to run my wire, and that way I don't have anything on top of the driveway to run over anything. Once I get the wiring set off in there and get the cover over it, it should hold it thoroughly enough to where it's going to work, guys. So it's going to be a situation where I'm going to run the wire straight across there so that the cars can just roll right over that groove as usual, and my wires won't be affected at all. All right, got a little break in the rain, so I'm going to tell you about a couple of other parts that I got out here. Wait a minute, did I cover the wiring and whatnot good enough? I don't think I did. Let me go ahead and show you what I got, guys. This is the NMB brand. You can get this from Lowe's. Probably got this from Lowe's or Home Depot, but it's the same thing, exact same thing that my electrician was using. So I just picked up the same wire, guys. I'm supplying it so that it'll be a lot cheaper on me in the long run. All right. Originally, I set it up to where I was going to set my my bracing up to this pole here, which was behind the pole, guys. Didn't work out. Angle was wrong, and it wouldn't open the gate and close it correctly. So what I did is I moved it directly on this 6x6 pole. I went with a 6x6 pole to hold my gate up because I don't want to ever take that out again. And I got it cemented into the ground a good 3 feet, guys. About 3, 4, might be 4 or 5 feet down in there. Okay, 6x6 pole. Then I got my gate wiring or my gate attachment right here in the corner. That's hooked through there, guys. Had that put a hole in that to hold it up there securely. Got a big nice bolt there, and that is on top of a ball bearing in there, guys, to allow it to move to and fro on its own or pretty freely. And actually, once I got this done, I did a job that was better than anything I thought I can do, because this gate will move by itself with just the wind blowing it. That's how balanced it ended up, guys. Go figure. Hadn't done this kind of work in a long time, and I really enjoyed doing that. All right, getting back to the hinges. This is going to hold the gate mechanism that's going to actually open and close the gate. It's kind of hard for me to figure out how that was going to work until I figured it out. The gate arms themselves don't open very far, and I was worried about that because I thought they had to travel a long direction to open and close that gate, guys. But as it turned out, this is the part that hooks to that piece I just showed you on the gate. I'll show you again in a minute. As it turns out, with the gate itself, it not only pushes and pulls, but it actually turns on this axis here, which lets it close right up and open right back up. All right, so that worked out great. Actually put it up there and watched it work with the battery that I have, and it worked out perfect, guys. Now, this is the part that the distal end of the actuators connects to. That's going to be this end of the actuators here, guys. That's a nice opening. This screw goes right down in there, which goes through the piece that's actually on the gate. All right, so it fits right down on this piece here. Okay, now this right here, these pieces here I made myself, guys. Went and got pretty much the thickest pieces of metal that I could find at Lowe's is where I got these, and I cut them and shaped them to serve this particular purpose. Actually seen online where they sell these for about $45 or $50, guys. That was crazy for just pieces of metal you put holes in. So I went ahead and did my own. I spent for the whole piece probably about $6-7 bucks. Then I came back through and just drilled my own holes in it and pushed it through. Okay, drilled a big hole here and put a bigger one here to hold it securely, and these are little smaller hose that holds this piece directly on there. Looks a little unbalanced, guys, but I adjusted everything until it's level. It's going to fit real level once it's open and closes. And then I'll do some cosmetic things to throw that off because after all, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not a carpenter. Well, I am. I'm a master craftsman, but I'm self-taught, so everything isn't as exact as it could be. Let me put it that way. But it is absolutely functional. Once this is done, it won't come off. What I'm going to do for extra security, guys, I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm going to go back and weld these screws and weld this mechanism on here. I don't want anybody to be able to come along and just take it off. So all that's going to be welded down before I turn around and paint it on there too. I'm going to go ahead and weld these on too, guys. So this is not going to be coming off at all ever. This piece right here. And the screws on the outside, which are on the other side of that 6x6 pole. I'm going to weld those down too. Then I'm going to come back and pull a bundle over the outside and go ahead and paint that so it looks nice and smooth. In the end, it should turn out real well. Got a few other pieces to add. And this is the other side right here. Actuator connects there too, and I did the same thing with these guys. Like I said, about maybe $4, $5, $6 for one long piece of these, which I cut with my cutter and then came back and just drilled my holes in there. And you can, what I advise you to do is go ahead and buy you a decent drill, guys. Doesn't have to be a $3,000 drill. What I got is a Skillern, which I think I got from Home Depot, Lowe's, one of those places. And then I get to my most favorite item that I've ever bought, guys. That's this. It's a Ryobi grinder. This is my favorite tool. With this, I can cut metal, cut steel, grind holes in concrete. I've been able to do so much with this item that this is my favorite tool of all. And of course, guys, when working, you always got to think of safety. Go ahead and get your glasses, okay? Get you some of those. And I got various grinders and cutters here that I use. While being my favorite tool, it's also the most dangerous tool I use, especially when cutting, guys. This is one of the cutting blades that you can put right on there. This will cut straight through metal, guys. Pretty easy, and as it cuts, it's going to wear it down until it gets smaller, and then you just discard of it and go get another one. These here are just about, what, maybe $2, $3 a piece. So I got a whole bunch of those just in case I need to cut things, guys. And as a real man and a mechanic-y type man, I like to do a lot of mechanic work. So I cut my own items and all that stuff. I just buy the raw material, and it's, for me, it's both fun and relaxing to do that. But what I was talking about was safety. With this particular item, once it is spinning, if you cut across your hand or anything, it will cut it off. So again, while my grinder is my most favorite tool, it's also my most dangerous tool. So when I'm working with this particular item, guys, it has my full focus. I mean, the world could start exploding, but I'm not going to take my eyes off this thing, especially when I'm cutting, to do just about anything else, because I wouldn't want to cut something off. And guys, let me tell you, that will cut straight through your skin and bone like it's butter. And that's just a crazy reality, but it is just that, a reality. And I got my trusty Thor hammer here, which I use kind of frequently in cases where things are not quite right. I adjust them with vigorousness, let's just say, with my hammer there. Don't use that too often, guys. You're gonna need your tape measure there. Everybody should have one of those. I got my clamps, my leveler here too, and a light. I like to work into the night at times. Find that quite interesting. Oh, you got a glimpse at my motorcycles over there. Not going to talk about those today. Going to continue doing my mechanicking for the most part. Got some more clamps here, guys. And just so you know, this is the metal piece that I was talking about, guys. You can get these things from Lowe's or Home Depot, either or, for no more than about $3. I actually was able to catch that, guys. So you can get these for about $3 from Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's a good long piece of metal, and you just measure it off. The one I got was thicker than that one, and I wanted it thicker so that it could take the pressure when I tighten those screws down. Because like I said, now that they're tightened down, once I weld that on, that won't be coming off anymore, guys. So that'll be fixed. But yeah, I got these two and cut it with my grinder and kind of dressed the ends up a little bit, and everything worked out well. So with that being said, stopped raining a bit, so I'm going to get back to work to doing the grinding. I'll stop periodically, let you guys see and know exactly what I'm doing to continue this video. Sorry I didn't start it earlier. I wish I really would have thought about it and started it from the initial process, but got to go with what we got. I'll explain back while I'm moving forward on the things so that you fully understand what I've done here. All right, guys, give me a minute. It's dark, but I'm still working, guys, trying to get this thing together here. Here is my box, and finally got everything wired up. Basically, guys, you just got to follow that diagram. That's the best I can tell you. From my diagram, this is pretty much how everything's supposed to be set up. Don't have my battery hooked up yet, but also don't have power hooked up to it either. It's going to force me to use a transformer that I got to plug in the house. So my initial plan to wire directly to the house doesn't give me that option with the particular gate opener that I bought. So I won't even need that right there unless I'm going to wire up some lights out front. But a transformer will lead from the house out to here by way of my garage, and everything's pretty much wired up, guys. You'll get to see that when it's done. It's going to look a lot neater. Just got to take care of that business there. All right, guys, here's one of my actuator arms. And as I told you before, I went with stainless steel. Give me a nice look, and it'll weather the rust that can happen to metal outside. And all of this back here is going to be painted in the long run. What you see back there, that's just like that for now. I'm going to be welding that down, all those pieces welded to the pole, and then I'll sand it down, and then all that'll be painted black. The only thing that'll remain not black is going to be this piece here and the actuator arm itself. Here's my connection to the gate. The actuator arm actually connects there, and that's where it opens and closes the gate. So that's where it connects to open and close the gates. All of this is rough metal right now. My plan is to sand all that down and paint it. Of course, as I'm going to do with the other side there, I'm going to be welding this together. I'm going to weld all that directly to the fence so that I won't have any problems with anybody jumping the fence and being able to take these screws loose. So in the finished product, all that'll be welded in. So it'll be a pipe dream for somebody to be able to get that loose, and I don't ever plan to take it apart. Let's walk around to the other side so we can get a look at what it looks like on the other side. This is what we got on the other side. With this side too, I'm going to go back and weld all this together, weld all that down. Once I get it welded real good, I'll sand it and then paint it all black so it matches the gate. Should look real nice. Even here, I got the screws in there. That lined up pretty nice, but I'm still going to weld those screws on to that metal and go ahead and sand it down and paint it all black so it looks nice and neat, and that won't be coming loose either. Let's look at the other side. Oh, I wanted to mention this too. This is what I did yesterday. I ran my wire, got my grinder, and what was that? That was a acrylic cutting tool that I got from Home Depot or somewhere, and I just widened my line there all the way across my driveway. Really didn't want anything sitting on top of my driveway. You know, some people like that kind of thing, but I didn't want anything sitting up there to roll over to protect the wire. So I just widened that crack. And then what I did, it was raining yesterday, so I went back and I just got some of the quick read I got in the house there, and I just dropped it down in that crack there. It was wet, but eventually it dried, and now that quick read is drying up around that whole wire, so it should hold it secure there, and I don't think there's going to be any leaks in it. It was a pretty heavy duty wire, so it's in there for good, and I don't have to worry about rolling over it at all because it's in that crack, and the concrete's got it locked in there now. Going on back over here, that's where the wiring goes, and that's going to go to my other actuator arm, and that actual lever there is where the actuator arm goes, and that'll be the other one that opens and closes this other side of the gate. That should work out great. And all of that, as I said before, all of that's going to be welded in. Now this side was my first side, so this one didn't line up too well, but I got the screws in there. Like I said, I'm going to weld that to that piece, sand it down, and go ahead and paint over it, so the aesthetic look will be fixed when I go ahead and do that. There was a couple of things I didn't tell you about this box. What I did with the box also is I went ahead and got my my piping to protect the wire all the way down to the ground. Home Depot, guys, all of that was less than, I think, 10 bucks, 10, 11, 12 bucks to get all that done, and that's gonna secure my wire and stop it from getting weathered. That's heavy duty wire anyway. I don't think it would have been a problem, but also the aesthetic look, I wanted it to look nice too, so I went ahead and did that piece. Won't be a problem. That's where my wiring goes into the house. The way the kit comes, it's an E8 kit. It's going to force me to use a transformer. The transformer was a headache for me for a minute because I couldn't figure it out. And here is my handy dandy diagram, guys. And I set everything up in the box exactly like it was on this diagram, to include the receiver. It's in the box, and what I did, guys, was I put a little hole at the bottom of the box. I'm going to put some caulk in there to seal it, but I wanted this hanging out so that it'll get a stronger signal when we're pulling into the yard. But all that should go well, should set up well, and all that's hooked in the way it's supposed to be hooked in. At first this looked a little complex for me, but after I really sat down and looked at it, it was really simple, guys. Actuator arms, the receiver, everything goes in there pretty easy. So make sure you look at your directions before you start fooling with it. And I'm going to look again at this real close before I hook any power to it to make sure, doubly sure, everything is hooked up right. I was going to hook the gate directly up to the house current, but the way this kit comes, it won't even let me do that. It's going to force me to use a transformer that plugs into an outlet, and I went ahead and got me some heavy duty extensions and whatnot so that that'll work out well going into my garage. I got power coming over into that corner anyway, so I'll just be able to run everything there under that ledge of the house there. Should set up pretty nice. Alright, still got my tools and everything out. It's a bit messy here, guys. This is how it works. Once I get done, I got some new shelves. Everything will be up, and I'll have to show you a cleaned up view of it too to get a good before and after. Looking at this is a transformer I was talking about. It's going to force me to use it. It plugs directly into the wall outlet, so once I get it set up on the wall, I'll be able just to plug that in. Don't like that idea too much. I wanted to run it straight power to my gate, but when in Rome, do as the Romans tell you to do, I guess. It's that kind of situation. So that's my transformer box. Got a lot of stuff here, guys, but a lot of this stuff I'll be able to take back because I was able to find a lot of workarounds and didn't need a lot of stuff, so it's good to go ahead and keep your receipt so you can take a lot of stuff back once you're done. There are many items here I didn't ever open, so I'll be able to take them right back. But I still got some painting and whatnot to do, so I'll wait on that piece a little bit. Probably do that sometime after Christmas. This being Christmas Eve, once I get a little bit further on, I'm going to shut everything down, and my son should be home in a little bit so we can have a nice steak dinner and bring Christmas Eve in, bring Christmas in together. So give me a minute, let me do a little bit more work and I'll turn back on. Alright, here is this wicked transformer. Figuring it out, guys. This is the end that plugs into the wall right here. Goes straight to the outlet. I'm going to show you guys something that
I just don't get. But a guy at Home Depot told me that it's the way it is, and that's the way it is. This has two white cords. My problem with that is which is a hot and which is the ground. Okay, this is a transformer. When I went to Home Depot, the guy told me it don't matter. That don't compute with me. I'm not an electrician, trained and all that kind of stuff, licensed, but I'm used to having a hot and a ground wire. But both of these are white, and they're the ones that connect directly into the pipe itself. So they're going to go directly into the ends of this right here. You know what? I just thought of something. I might try, but probably not. I'm going to go with what I got here, guys, with the wire hanging there. Uh, just got to connect this to that and then mount it on the wall. To do that, I went ahead and drilled my little holes into the actual plastic there. Then I got my wall mounts and all that good stuff. Drilled about a 3/8 inch hole in the wall in the sheetrock. Those go in there and then everything screws in. Should go well. But I just got to screw these in right now, and then I'll be able to put the power up and plug it in and see if I'm going to blow my house up or not. We'll see. To be continued, I hope, with the lights on. All right, here we go. This is finished product. My gate opener is on and it's spot on, opening and closing. This is what I got. This is nice and tight. I will mention this. They sent some very long screws to go in these holes on this box. And it took me minutes to unscrew those when I had to go in and make the fine-tune adjustments to the box itself and to the remote control also, both of which are done inside the box. Okay, here's one of the actuator arms. And again, like I told you guys, I went with stainless steel for the look, as well as for long-term functionality, but mainly for the look. These are heavy-duty actuators. This is a E8 gate opener that I bought offline. Got it from Amazon at a pretty decent price. Everything's hooked up here. Like I said, well, this is not quite finished product then, because I'm going to get somebody to come in and do some more work to go ahead and weld that on. I'll do that later. But here are the distal end of the actuator arm, connects in there. And what I had initially was rough metal. And it's been raining here lately, so it started to rust. So once I got everything done, I took the actuator arm off of there, abrasively buffed that metal off to get the rust off. Then I oversprayed it with Rust-Oleum black paint to match the gate itself. Everything worked out well. I'll show you the other side too. This is how everything turned out. It's got a nice aesthetic look. Don't mind what's behind it though. Those are bikes back there, but I ain't riding, it's too cold. But this is the outside look. And the actuator arm, you can see it pretty good through there. Stainless steel is showing out. Let's go over to the other side. And again, I ran my wire across my driveway through a crack, and then I dropped some Quikrete down there over it. It was actually raining when I did that, and it's just something that dawned on me, but it has sealed it into the concrete there. I don't have to worry about insulation or, like I said before, running anything across my driveway. So the driveway is clear and level with nothing impeding coming in or out, or no eyesores or anything. Now, I said it was done, and again, not quite. Still got to run some pipe up there to clean that up a bit, but I'll do that later. For now, it's good to go. This is what I was telling my son about. 100-mile-an-hour tape. You can use it for anything. This is a temporary setup until I can get some more supplies. Today being Christmas, everything is closed. Shouldn't have been working, but I do better when I'm working. My son was here with me, so we hung out for the most part. We're going to eat. There's the other back end of the actuator arm. Here's the other arm coming across. Alright, I wanted to show you guys this during the daylight hours. So here it is. That's my master actuator, or the one closest to the box. Here's the box again. Everything nice and neat and watertight so that no moisture gets into that box, which is where the control panel and everything is. Let's look at the other side. We'll stop here. Those are those metal pieces that I painted. I mentioned them before, but here you go again. They're dry now. Looks pretty good up against the gate. Here's the other actuator arm. Fits nice and neat onto those metal pieces. Screws are in there, and I painted this side also. Slave actuator arm, or the one on the side opposite of the master. And there's a hook up there. I'll be filling in that hole sometime soon. But there's a hook up there going straight into the ground. Let's back up and take a look at that gate. This is my gate to my house. I'm going to show you how it works, opening and closing here in a minute. But everything pretty much worked out. Let me throw this in while we're waiting. Did another project too. Went in and put me some lights up in the front. Light up the front of the house. Kind of like that look. And that worked out pretty good too. So I've been working on this holiday. But I've enjoyed it. This is what I do to relax. So everything worked out. Can't miss showing you my lines. There's one up there. Here's the other one over here. These lines actually came in regular color. I went ahead and painted them black. There's a special varnish you can get to put over that and get it black and shiny like that. Turned out pretty good. So I got lines on the top and lines on the front. So everything is good. Now let me show you the final product. Let's watch this gate close the way it should. Everything is for the most part spot on, so let me just show you guys this gate closing. This is my Christmas present to me. There you go. Closed, spot on, just like I said. Everything worked out, and this is the end of this product. I can answer questions for you. What I can tell you, though, is look at your instructions. They're pretty simple. If you've got any mechanical know-how, you can use a drill, those kind of things. You'll do just fine with it. The electrical piece was not that difficult. They kind of jammed me up and forced me to use that transformer, so I used a transformer and I was able to figure out everything without blowing up the house, because obviously you see the lights are still on, so that piece worked out. Well, that's it for this particular project. I'm going to go in and put everything together and put this up on YouTube, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to send me any questions you might have about the project, and I'll let you know what I know. All right, take care.